Okay. Does anybody know what one of the oldest string instruments is?
I think we all know.
The harp. Yes, good job. So, yeah, it's one of the oldest. They go back over like more than 4,000 years. And so let me turn this off or on. Okay, so some of the earliest harps that were found were in like tombs from Egypt, and there was paintings of early harps. And they actually, the way the harp was found, according to the International Harp Museum's website, harps started out as actual hunting bows and with one string. So when they, shot their bow or their arrow, the string made a sound, and so that's kind of how they got the idea for it. So that's how it started out, and then it also, harps were like a number of places in the world. This was a plaque that was found in Babylonia, or Babylon, and I'm not sure how old this one is, but if any of you read the Bible, King David in the Bible was a harp player, so this might have been one like he played. Let's see. So, I forgot my thesis statement. Okay, so I just introduced you the history of early harps, and I'm going to also talk about how they're currently made, like what they're made out of now, and then how it's played. Okay, so harp playing is, fairly uncommon because of its high cost and like the wood that it's used for construction. There's a number of different harp styles, and like small to large and whatnot. And according to CelticHarp.com, the woods that are used are walnut, maple, ash, cherry, and other exotic woods like from trees. Strings are made out of, they can be made out of brass, like the bass ones are brass. And then there's other kinds made out of nylon, and then some are made out of cow's gut. And the cow gut gives it like a nice, pretty sound. Whereas the nylon ones are more like tink, tink, tink sound, really annoying. And then they range from, like, the size determines the cost. Most of the time, the bigger ones are a lot more expensive. And the different kinds, like, this is a lever harp, so the key that you're playing in is determined by flipping these up and down. So, like, this would be natural, and this would be flat. So that's how it works. And then the bigger ones that you see in like concerts and stuff, those are called pedal harps, and they're a lot bigger. And you can change the key or a sharp or a flat by just pushing a pedal on the bottom of the harp, and it will sharp every single key or every single note, like according to like which pedal you push. So I'm a little bit more limited because mine's a lever harp, because lever harps are cheaper. Pedal harps, if you have a really nice one, they can get up to $80,000. I'm not kidding. So I am right now permanently borrowing this one because that's what I can afford. So, okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about how it's played, and then I will demonstrate for you. So the way that you know, like which is which, it's kind of like a pattern, like piano. So see how like each key kind of looks different, and so that's the pattern. Like you know which note you're playing. So strings all look the same, but the way that you determine is by the colors. So I put it up there. Like you can see, some of the strings are red, and some of them are black, and some of them are white. So all the red strings are the C, and the black ones are F, and then you can kind of figure out which notes are in between. So like C, D, E, F, so on. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of how you do it, and then this is a little tuner. So if it's out of key, which happens a lot, you can just kind of like Okay. So now I'm going to play a song for you. They've progressed over the years, and they've been improved in many ways, with, with the pedals. And so there's a lot of history, and that makes them really interesting. They can get expensive, but it's a good investment if you really love the instrument. And lastly, if you can play the piano, there's a pretty good chance you can play the harp. Yeah. Okay, you can come in now. My Own True Love. It was from Gone with the Wind.
It's a good song.
I like your stand.
Like bust out
All right, Kelsey. The attention device, of course, doesn't work nearly as well, given that you've got the object sitting right there that you're asking people to guess about. I think you could do something a little bit more interesting. I like the fact that you had at the beginning. You probably should have used that as your attention device. The pictures are okay, except, of course, that they're up there the whole time that you're speaking, and I think that there was at least one spot where it would have been better to have the picture off rather than on in the background. I thought you did a nice job showing, however, the way the strings worked when you were talking about the harp and combining it with the colors of the strings. I thought that was integrated pretty well into the presentation. There's a lot of content here. I think it needs to be edited up a little bit, and you need a lot more practice because it feels like it's maybe a second or third run through rather than something that you've really got down well. I mentioned at one point that you use "yeah" as a punctuation mark in a lot of places. It's like you suddenly come to the end of an idea and you go "yeah," and then you're moving on to the next thing. Sort of like you're just working it out for yourself instead of having already worked it out. So, what am I doing? Oh yeah, next. That kind of thing. And so you want to be careful about that.